You look at a mythos from a land like China, and you say, with your colonial mind, it's too many gods, it's too many religions. How can they get along? On a higher dimension, though, you see freedom. That's what you see. You see people they're free to see and understand God from their own lens. And I guess seemingly with no there's liberation there. There's liberation there. Which brings me to this, and how easily certain entities, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, or ideas or blockages, limitations, whatever you want to call it, right? It'll be something that'll block us sometimes from connecting the simple dots that put the whole thing together. For instance, we look at nature and animals, and we talk to animals. You got a pet dog, you talk to it. You have a cat, you talk to it. Now, for those that go deeper into the Wiccan world and the white witchcraft side, not the black witchcraft side, they catch an animal. It might be a rap, but for the white witchcraft side, you might find yourself talking to the birds and talking to the bees and talking to whatever's in the trees and talking to, whatever is running through the field, whatever creature you see, you're going to address it, because you have that Eden, pre-fall Eden mentality. You're like Adam, just calling things as they come, each animal, and they respond to you. So now you do that, but then there's one more level to it. At least one. I mean, there's probably many, of course, but for the sake of being 3D-ish, there's one more level. We talk to, once we're done talking to the wild animals, now you talk to the elements. You talk to the elements. You talk to the wind. You talk to the rain. Talk to the sunlight. Talk to the moon. Talk to the stars. The stars are twinkling, so they're alive. The sun is blazing. It's alive. The moon is, they call it a dead planet or a dead rock or whatever the case, but it's up there. So it counts. Address the moon. It doesn't matter whether or not it talks back. The all who created all things is in that too. Yup. God is in the moon, God is in the rain, God is in the leaves, God is in the air, no matter what chemicals is in it. God is in the water, no matter what chemicals is in that. God is in the food, no matter what chemicals is put in that. God, in a very, 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 very literal, most tangible sense, is dark matter and dark energy with a conscience. Adding our highest and even higher supernatural ideals, and you combine that with dark matter and dark energy, because that is the all pervasive. Because if God is the all and he made all things and he's in all things, then you can speak to all things, address all things, and you can be in relation with all things. But it seems like a little too fairy tale-ish if you're too deep into the matrix. You see somebody talking to a tree, you're going to look at them like they crazy. You can't talk to the tree. The tree's not talking back. Yeah, the tree is talking back. It's using a language that you don't understand. Yeah, the birds are talking back. They chirping. You don't speak chirp, but you on Twitter, that tweets. So you getting closer to the bird language. So these animals, we're on the internet. That's the World Wide Web, right? So anybody that's logging on is connected to a spider, is connected to the cyber spider, right? And if you're not careful, Loth will mess you up, because what other spider is it but the Spider Queen? There's no other spider unless you're talking about Spider-Man. But do you know how the web swing through the metropolis, or do you land and get mixed up in the traffic below? Can you stay on your purpose as Peter Parker? Can you just take your snapshots? Do you have photographic memory? Peter Parker was a photographer. Spiders, World Wide Web, right? Don't get arachnophobia at the same time. Don't be afraid of technology, right? Don't be afraid of where we're going. Don't be afraid to log on, right? So there's there's that. And all of these things are telling us to talk to the other things, right? You should not feel weird about saying good morning to a bird the same way you say good morning to a person. You could say that because you need them either way. If you ever caught a flight, the flight was based on the bird. The planes was based on the birds. The planes weren't here first. God didn't make birds based on what planes were. So you get it? There can be certain boundaries if we don't unify everything when it comes to like applying certain things. So addressing all things as living because you're in a life field. So nothing is ever really dead. It's just a matter of distance from one thing to the next.